Hi there guys, Sam here. Welcome back to another video. Joined once again on my MK7 Golf R to talk a little bit around the Golf R, talk a little bit about the pricing in this current day and age. We're on sort of like the middle of March now in 2021. And yeah, when's the right time to get it? Is it the right time to get it now? And yeah, to help you out on that kind of side of things. So yes, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is all well. Now, obviously a topic that I've discussed quite a lot on the channel and have built up a fantastic community of you guys who, yeah, I'm massively grateful for. A lot of the content has been around the Golf R. A lot of the content's been around, you know, the experiences that other people have had with it. And yeah, it's the predecessor, it's the successor, I should say, to this fantastic MK7 Golf R, which I still own and I'm sitting in today. Now, the biggest thing that I felt, particularly over the videos that I've done on the channel, is purely the price. That is the sticking point. I think from what we've seen from reviews and stuff like that, I don't think there's any question that it's a very, very good car, and I think it's probably top of its class of its, yeah, four-wheel drive, hot hatch. So that's great. That's kind of helped to decide that, and it does help, particularly in days like today where we're still, unfortunately, in lockdown in the UK. I've had a check, and I don't think test drives are available until sort of like the 5th of April. And even then, you just don't know what's going to change in terms of rules and regs. So we'll just have to wait on that. And it's a bit frustrating for me as well, because it's certainly something that I'd want to share with you, even if I couldn't get any video footage of it, just to sort of tell you, well, listen, I drove it. This is how it compared to this car. This is what it was like. And hopefully that would give you an insight whether or not you wanted to get it, or just, you know, if you just wanted to know. So yeah, stay tuned for that when we can. So the price of a Golf R today is £39,270, I believe, in the UK. So slightly below our £40,000 tax threshold, where you then have to pay an extra £310 on your tax every year, which is steadily going up and up and up on top of the normal £150. So you're paying a lot of tax if you put any options on the car. There is no getting away from it. If you want to get that car, you're gonna want to have some options on it. And as people have quite rightly said, even if you, well, say if your car came to £40,500, if you found that at a dealer for, say, £38,000, doesn't matter. It's what the it's not going to affect your tax bracket. Basically, you're still going to be paying the higher rate. It's what the car cost when new with options. Simple as that. So that kind of gets that out of the way. And actually, one of the big reasons that this car appealed to me was that I just got it after April 2017, where the tax bracket changed. I think these cars are around £240 to tax per year, which does add up. And this is 140. It's gone up by about £5 every year since I've earned it. But for a 300 brake horsepower hot hatch as my daily, I can deal with that basically. £39,000 is a lot for a car. Once you option it, £43,000 on a Golf R, even if it is as good as it says, it's fundamentally an expensive car. And I completely get that, and I get that from other videos that I've kind of shared on the car. But in today's day and age, for example, I did a video yesterday around the BMW M4, the G80, and that's a £76,000 car. With options, it could be about £86,000. These are just what cars cost in 2021. These are just what cars are having to be charged at because of regulations, because of laws, because of the cost of, you know, new technology, the latest and greatest. Everything is always going to go up, and this is just where we're at with cars. You know, they wouldn't charge that amount if their competitors weren't charging the same. Simple as that. A business is not going to work if you're making a similar product. They're all pretty similar. You know, you're splitting hairs with a lot of cars these days. They're all absolutely brilliant, generally built solid, and they drive great. Right before, and why I love them as well, you know, right before we're going to get into this automated world where everything's going to drive for us, in which case, as a car enthusiast, it's not exactly anything to shout about. So there you go. The competitors to the Golf R, what have you got around this kind of space? You're looking sort of A35, BMW M135i, Audi S3, that kind of ballpark. Those kind of cars range between around £37,000 and £40,000 anyway. So for a few £1,000s here and there, realistically, and this is before options on those cars as well, it's priced right. And from what I've seen and heard, and hopefully will experience for myself, the better car to have is going to be the Golf R, which is great, fantastic. They've really, you know, they've done the hard part, which is actually making a great car. That's really good to see. So actually, in the grand schemes of things and the way the world is, it's right on the money. It's not actually an expensive car. It's just what cars cost. It's just as simple as that. And to go further on to this one, any new car is going to absolutely kill you. It's just as simple as that. It's going to absolutely hurt you in terms of your wallet. There's no getting away from it. 99.9% of cars are going to do that to you. I have owned a car from brand new. It's not this car. I own this car, for example, my Mark 7 R. I got at just over 1,000 miles, 3 months old, as an ex-demo from a main VW dealer. Simply because I didn't fancy paying a brand new asking price. And the only car I've owned from brand new was my Fiesta ST. The moment I purchased that car in 2013 and it was all done, signed and delivered, the dealer just said to me, listen, you purchased the car, great, fantastic. Just to let you know, the car's now probably worth 20% less. And that's because you've got value-added tax, you've got the natural depreciation of not, you know, someone else has owned a car, they're registered to a car, all those kind of things. So you're hurting on that side of things. And obviously, the more expensive the car is, the more of the percentage that you're going to be feeling the pain. So my absolute advice to everyone, and a lot of my subscribers do say this anyway, so great. But there's always a point in time where it's the right time to get a car, right time to spend a lot of money, whether you're buying a house, buying a car, buying something that is expensive, simple as that you need. And for me, for example, this Golf R, it worked out well. I knew there was a facelift coming out, the 7.5. People weren't particularly interested in the 7s because they weren't. It meant I could get in at a very good price, and that's why I still have it today. So you kind of got to go for cars when people aren't really thinking too much about them. That's the way I see it. I think a car like a hatchback and a car like this, I still think they are great. And I think in this day and age, I think they're absolutely bulletproof. They'll last longer than you'll live, put it that way. They're just built to last. That's my feelings. If you can pick up a car like that for low 30s, which will not take too long for the car to depreciate down to, it's the right time to get into it. I think you're getting a great car. You know, someone else has taken the hit on the money side of things, and you can have just such a much more enjoyable ownership. Don't stress out about things. Just have an enjoyable ownership. If something's going to stress you out, don't do it. And then, yeah, and then you can be happy. You know, the car's going to lose a little bit of money for sure, but it's not going to lose stupid amounts of money like it did from brand new ownership. That's me coming from like a head point of view. Obviously from a heart point of view, if you want the latest and greatest and you want to be the brand new owner and you want all of this kind of stuff, then yeah, you just kind of have to take the hit, and you have to take the hit on the asking price of a car that can be spec'd to £50,000. Which it is what it is. But people have reminded me as well, the facelift, the 7.5, they were creeping up to nearly 40 grand anyway. So yeah, so for actually in comparison to that, it's probably not a bad starting price for the car. Plus the development work that goes into it. Oh my god, it's just mind-boggling. Millions, tens of millions goes into it. No wonder why they're trying to save cost-cutting measures on little tiny bits like gas struts and battery covers. They've got to make a business, as simple as that. But I wanted to kind of have like a little bit of a frank discussion with you lot, because I think I like talking to kind of real world people. It's a real world channel. It's not a channel where you're going to sit and go like, oh my god, imagine living a life like that kind of thing. This is just what I hope most people can attain and what most people can do. And I want people to do the right things at the right time. And for them, it's got to suit your circumstance as well. So that is just my advice to you lot. And I think then you're going to get a really sweet, cracking car. Will I get one at that price? Maybe it might make sense. We'll just have to see. I certainly want to drive one first, and I still would say to people you should drive one too. But to answer the question that I've kind of asked in this video at the start, it's not that expensive. It's just not that expensive. You know, the new Audi RS3, which is arguably the halo, it's what people often aspire to get after they get Golf Rs. That's going to have a starting price of £60,000 all day long. That's what I just think. Yeah, and that's just where we're at. So cars are expensive. I think the hardest thing that as car enthusiasts we're gonna have to face is like government legislations and laws. And you know, if I'm looking at a car to replace this one this year, Golf R is obviously right up there on my list. But unfortunately, despite not massively being passionate or infused by them, an electric car has to be quite a high priority, because I know from, for example, in the UK, we've got these ULEZ congestion charge zone things in London, and it's getting expanded, and it's expanded to where I work in London. And every time I want to drive my car into work, it's going to cost me about £25. And even with, well, not going into work at all at the moment in lockdown, but even when you're going back into work 1 or 2 days a week, that quickly adds up, and it certainly puts a dent on ownership. And because of that, you start thinking, oh well, actually everyone's pushing towards this electrification, should we just get on the bandwagon, even though clearly the infrastructure isn't there? So that's kind of where I'm kind of weighing things up on. And that's probably where actually keeping my 7R makes the most sense, because, you know, it's not, I've owned it outright since I purchased the car from nearly 4 years ago. It's not costing me any money. It's losing a bit of money every now and then in depreciation, but all things do. All cars do. So yeah, take the hit on a bit of congestion charge for a few more years, try and long out the combustion engine car. Sounds about right. If you look at the electric range, you look at say VWs and the ID cars, an IDR is something where that would be cool, but I think they're a couple of years away from something like that anyway. So yeah, that's where I am. Little frank discussion. Hope you've enjoyed it. You know, costs are something that we have to deal with in our daily life, but I think the most important thing is, from what my channel's all been about, and if you are tuning into this for the first time, it's a great car, it's a fun car, it's a daily car. You know, your wife, your husband, whatever, isn't going to be like shouting at you for getting a completely impractical, uneconomical car, which is just hopeless. You know, it can suit everyone. So there you go, cracking car. Hopefully you've enjoyed the chat, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know when you think is maybe the right time to go in and sort of buy a car, and what you tend to do. You know, I can only go from my opinion and my advice, and hopefully it helps you lot out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little chat today. But thank you so much for watching. Please share, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And actually, the more you do that, you know, I know I can see the stats. You know, the views have been fantastic, and I know a lot of you guys are also, you know, you've got all your notifications on and stuff like that. If if my fantastic subscribers can like a video, it gives me the opportunity to produce more content. It's as simple as that. It just expands it. And yeah, that's what I want to do. I've got some ideas on the horizon. And actually, on the note of what a lot of people ask me about test driving cars, I did email Volkswagen's press office and sort of said, you know, this is my channel, you know, can I try one of your cars, or even just have a walk around on it? I didn't get any kind of response, sadly. So yeah, that's just where it's at when you've got a small channel, really. So I do try it. There is a couple of things I've got in the background. I do poke around to try and do some different type of content every now and then. You know, this is kind of your bread and butter stuff that you'll see from this channel. But yeah, I'd like to spice things up along the way. So yeah, support the channel, see what happens going forward. But listen, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you again next time. Have a fantastic rest of your week. That's the main thing. Just keep happy. I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.